Hey everyone, thank you for watching. I wanted to do a video on daily devotions. In Psalm 91:1, it says that he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And that secret place is that intimacy with God. It's that time with God. And it tells us that it's going to put us in a place of his presence. It's going to put us in his protection and his refuge and his safety. Another time in Matthew 6, verse 6, Jesus says that when you pray, to go into your room, to shut the door, and to pray in the secret place, to pray in secret, and God will see you praying in secret, and he will reward you openly. So there's this place where God is calling us to come to him in privacy and in secret, where nobody else is watching us, that we're not doing it for any other reason except for to get to know God, except for to get to conform ourselves into the image of Christ. And that is the purpose of being a Christian, of being a follower of Christ, is to be a disciple of the Master Jesus, to be conformed into his image and his likeness, and being restored back to the image that God created us in the beginning before the curse came upon the earth. So we need this time with the Lord in which we're devoted to him on a daily basis and consistently. So I want to talk about daily devotions today, give you some inspiration, give you some ideas, and just talk about the importance of it. So when we first started the house fellowship that meets at my house, we had completed 15-week disciple group and laid the foundations for being a disciple of Jesus. And the very first thing that I did when we started meeting together was I had everybody share what their devotional life looks like, what their daily devotional life looks like. And I'm not talking about reading Christian books or watching teachings or going to church. I'm talking about personal, private devotions to the Lord. And I thought that was a great way to start our fellowship because it really allowed us to see each other's personal lives with Jesus. It allowed me as a leader to see where people are at, if they're spending time with the Lord, if they know how, if they don't know how. It allowed us to learn from one another the different ways and different how we can spend time with the Lord and with the variety of lives that we live. Some of us have very busy lives, single mothers and people that work crazy schedules. But there's still no justification for not finding time to spend with the Lord. You might have to really purposefully set that time apart, but it's an absolute necessity if we want to be able to have a day in the Lord and living this life for eternal life. So to give you an idea of what my devotional life looks like in this season is normally I'll wake up in the morning, I'll take a shower, I'll pour a cup of hot tea, and I'll sit down with my Bible, and I will meditate on a chapter or two in the New Testament epistles. The New Testament epistles are the letters that are written. They're not the Gospels. They're the other books other than the Gospels, other than the four Gospels. And the reason that I do that is because they're instructional letters. So they tell me how to live my life. They tell me how to live my day. It's kind of like a sermon, you could say, a teaching, And as I will spend my time in that chapter, or I'll usually do one or two chapters a day in the morning. And as I'm in that, I'm taking it in very slow. I'm reading it. I'm thinking about it. I'm meditating on it. I'm talking to God about it. I'm praying about it. Sometimes I will proclaim it out loud if it's a promise of God, or if it's something that I want in my life, I will proclaim that I receive it and proclaim that it's going to happen. And I really take a lot of time to soak it in, And so it takes me about 15 minutes to do one chapter, about 30 minutes to do two chapters. And I have found that style of devotion to be the staple of my, the best way for me to connect with God and really get the most of God. But I want to say in a period of time, but I want to say that all of us are different. And it might be different for you than it is for others in the way that you can connect with God better. So I want to give you some ideas that you could do as a daily devotion. And when I'm talking about a daily devotion, I don't mean, so I want to say this, like that's what I describe to you as a daily devotion. I'm also currently taking a college course, an online course on church history. I'm reading a Christian book right now on God's covenants with Israel. I'm also doing Bible study and putting ministry teachings together and things like that. I don't count that as daily devotion. That's other things. So I'm talking about daily devotion is this secret place, this time set apart every day for the Lord, just you and him alone. So I'll mention a friend of mine, in a way that she does daily devotion is she had already finished reading the Bible in a year. And if you want to read the Bible in a year, it takes if you read about 3 to 4 chapters a day. There's different Bible reading plans that you can look up on the internet. If she did that, and she got a lot of benefit from it. So now she is starting at the beginning and she's reading the Bible in 180 days. So it's about twice as much time, so you have to, for 180 days, you think you'd read about 8 chapters a day. There's also Bible reading plan for 90 days, which would be about a dozen chapters a day or so. And but she did the 360 days. Now she's doing the 180 days. And she said the first thing she does when she wakes up in the morning, she sits Indian style in her bed. She opens up her Bible, gets out her highlighters. So she's talking to the Lord. She's highlighting things. She's taking notes. And she's really devoted to that, devoted to the Lord. It's not just like listening to an audio Bible on your way to work and just kind of doing it in passing. It's a really devotion to Christ in that time. So that's, 2 ways I've said to you for daily devotions. Another thing that I will do sometimes in my daily devotion time is I will just pray in my understanding. So I don't have a prayer list. I don't have a certain thing I need to pray about. I'll just kind of walk around and pace in my living room and just talk to God and just begin to pray and talk to him and receive what I feel like he wants me to pray about, and just maybe spend a half an hour or so in prayer, So those are a couple ideas. Another idea, something we can do is praying in tongues. Set apart a certain period of time to pray in tongues. I like to pray in tongues a lot when I walk. I like to take walks and pray in tongues when I do that, because you can pray in tongues while you're doing other things as well. But praying in tongues, praying in your understanding, reading the Bible, studying the Bible. These are some devotional things where that direct connection with God in that secret place that I want to encourage you to do and be doing and continue to do. And if it's something that you're not doing now, use this video and some of the comments below to help you get started. I want to say comments below, meaning that those of you that are watching this video, I would like you to comment below and say what your devotional life is like. What do you do as your daily devotion? Is it better in the morning for you? Is it better in the evening? Some people are really good mornings person. That's the best time of their day. I really feel that we should give the best time of our day to the Lord. If you're the best in the mornings, you should give the morning to him. If, you're the best in the evenings or afternoon or lunchtime, we should give that to him. Whatever the best part of our day is, give him that portion first. So yeah, make a comment below. Tell us, what is your devotional life? Let's learn from each other on this. What are you doing as a daily devotion? What have you found has benefited you? What is a way to connect with God that has benefited you? How do you spend time with God? How do you find a way to dedicate that to the Lord, especially in the busyness of life? Like I said, there's probably single moms even watching this that are working a job, raising kids by yourself, and different things like that, and people that work crazy work schedules. How do you find that time? Do you do it on the drive to work when you're in the car and you just connect with him and you have that time? Like, do you just go into the bathroom for 5 minutes and close the door so the kids aren't around you and open up your phone with the Bible on it? Like, how do you connect with the Lord? How do you do your daily devotions? And if not, you don't do that, I really want to encourage you to be inspired to begin today. Begin a Bible reading plan. Begin to open up and meditate on the New Testament epistles. Begin to pray in tongues. Begin to pray in your understanding, and really devote yourself into that secret place with God to be conformed into the image of Christ and live our life in this present evil age, worthy to inherit the age to come, that resurrection from the dead, the kingdom of Christ to come on this earth, the reward that awaits those that are in love and eagerly waiting the appearing of the return of Christ. God bless you all. Much love.